Welcome back to the Gentleman Juggcast with Gentleman Jugg
and Son.
All right. Very good.
You're getting better at this.
We are getting better at this. Masterful work.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so we got some things to talk about this week, especially this week's movie, which was
The Hulk.
2003's The Hulk.
Not The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. We're not going to sit here and talk about a much better movie. But before we do all that, what are we talking about?
Talk about wrestling.
Okay. Go ahead and take us there, son.
So we're starting off with, I guess for us, it would be last week's Raw, where basically, I guess Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman had a disagreement, and then Braun Strowman beat Drew McIntyre, and now there's a triple threat match for the WWE Championship.
Yeah, I want to say it seems like to me that WWE is going on this pattern now, where like everything was like, let's go ahead and make a match really quickly just for WrestleMania. And then as soon as that ended, they're like, okay, let's go ahead and just start making triple threat matches for every fucking thing now.
It's like, okay, triple threat match. You get a triple threat match and you get a triple threat match. I mean, it happened with the Raw Women's Champion as well. They're getting
a triple threat match. It's irritating me. It's I want new ideas and I'm not getting them, and it's pissing me off.
I can't wait till Sheamus gets a triple threat match too for his title.
Who's he like feuding against? Was it
Humberto?
Humberto Carrillo.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Alberto Del Rio.
Maybe they'll add someone in there to join them.
Yeah. Get some other nationality besides, Ireland and Hispanic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then of course, Randy Orton, since he's done with the Fiend, he's now joining Riddle to form.
Is he becoming a face all of a sudden?
I guess he changed to a face now. The Fiend changed him.
I didn't think about that till just now. Yeah, the Fiend changed him. Every time you fuck with the Fiend, you get changed. So now Randy's a face again for the 100th time.
He's a good guy now.
Yeah, or it seems like that until. I mean, there's no way that this RK Bro thing doesn't end with Randy Orton RKOing Riddle.
Yeah.
There's no way that this does not end that way.
Every single time Randy Orton turns heel, it's always because he's always a good guy in when he joins a team, and then the second he turns heel, he just immediately attacks that person he's teaming with.
That's exactly what's going to happen. He did it to Bray Wyatt in the first place. He did it to pretty much every single person he's ever teamed with. Edge, the first time, and I think the second time. Well, definitely the second time for sure.
Yeah.
But the first time, I'm not 100% certain. I mean, they weren't really a team. Edge came back and he RKO'd him.
Yeah.
So
Edge thought they were friends.
It's just one of those things where I'm just like,
maybe don't trust Randy Orton.
I know. It's like every single person who's seen Randy Orton knows Randy Orton is going to betray you. Now maybe they're welcome to surprise me by giving a plot twist where, Randy Orton is betrayed by Matt Riddle. So
Riddle's like, it was me all along, bro. I wasn't high at all.
Yeah, right. I'm not stupid riding around on my scooter. I'm not stupid.
He's like,
I don't look stupid doing this.
Yeah, man, I don't look stupid calling donuts bro nuts.
Or everything, putting bro on everything. Look, Matt Riddle, I think, is a great wrestler. I think he's fantastic.
Yes.
I'm just not liking where his gimmick is going. So,
he had pizza one time. He was like, I'm going to try some bro pizza.
Yeah. Well, he can kiss my bro ass. So.
I guess. And then I guess Charlotte Flair came back.
Yeah. After being suspended for like a week, not even a week. Like, she was on the previous Raw. She was suspended, fined $100,000, came back. They're like, oh, we made a mistake with the suspension. And now she's back. And I'm like, so she didn't get suspended.
Yeah. So I'm like,
Whatever. I don't care. I mean, look, Charlotte Flair's great. I think she's a fantastic wrestler. Just not my thing. Like at least not right now. I don't know. I don't really have too much to say about Charlotte Flair.
no.
It's like she's in a triple threat, which is like whatever,
Another triple threat match.
I mean, like, because like what I'm seeing, it's a thing that seems to happen more and more in wrestling that I'm just not agreeing with, which is, wrestlers, a good guy or a bad guy, they're talking about how good they are or talking about how bad they are, what they want. The only people that I see that actually kind of seem to break that is Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I like both of them. I like how they conduct themselves in around the WWE. It's great. I'm actually I only really watch Raw and SmackDown just so I can see them.
Yeah.
But it's like everybody else, it's like I'm not seeing something that I'm impressed with. And I get so irritated watching the show, especially, Raw, which is just, sucking all dick.
I mean, like
all of it.
It's it's just, yeah, it's not good.
It really isn't. Like I like Bobby Lashley. I do. Yeah. But he's just like every other freaking heel out there who's champion. Like at least when The Miz was champion, for the week he was, I thought that, okay, they're going to sit there and, well, I thought they would do something different with him, but I mean, turns out they didn't. But even still, like, if he had been champion for more than a week, like, what would he have done besides run from every opportunity? Like Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns, they sit there and freaking run to the challenge. Well, kind of. I take it back. They don't run to the challenge, but they do appear to be scary and dominant, right?
Yeah.
And Drew McIntyre would run to a challenge, and The Miz would sit there and run from a challenge. He just wants to hold it, which, those are the three things that I've seen a bajillion times in WWE. They're either going to run to the challenge, be dominant, but not really challenging enough, or they're going to be
just run away.
Like, like I said, like what I want to see in WWE really is like, I want to see like an actual like standing, like obviously of Raw and SmackDown of their respective shows, there's like a 1 and a 1, which is going to be the champion and the Universal Champion, right?
Yeah.
And then everybody else is down the line. And then as people win and lose matches in WWE, they either move up or they move down that line. That way we can tell, oh, somebody's trying to sit there and freaking make a play at becoming champion or whatever, That way it's like there's no question. There's no like, hey, this person's going to fight, Roman Reigns because he asked to fight Roman Reigns. Like Cesaro's now next to fight Roman Reigns from what I can tell.
I mean,
only because he sat there and freaking got in Roman Reigns' face, right?
I mean, I feel like it looks like Cesaro's going to beat him like someday. Maybe not right away, but it kind of looks like he's going to be the one to beat him.
I don't think they're going to let that happen anytime soon. I mean, I'm looking at Cesaro right now. I'm like I said, I want Cesaro to be champion of some kind. I just don't want him to do it against Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Who do you think should beat Roman Reigns?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen anybody like the reason why I don't know is because I'm enjoying Roman Reigns' run, especially with his brand new music.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm like, yo, Roman Reigns can shatter my ankles all day.
He can be champion for a while.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm not done with seeing him being champion. I'm enjoying him being champion. So, I'm all like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to beat him right now. His music sounds like he's like the final boss of a video game.
Yeah. We have to at least get Jimmy Uso back before he can lose.
I heard that Jimmy Uso is back or he's not injured anymore. I heard that's the case. He's not injured anymore. But now, how they're gonna when are they gonna use him? I don't know. I have no clue. But that's the story I've heard. So, But I'm okay with it, and I especially would like Roman Reigns to stay champion for
Yeah.
a while longer, anyways. I didn't know that he hadn't been defeated since 2019. I thought he had. I was looking at 2020's numbers, and I found out 2019 was when he actually started being undefeated. So, so like right before, like he was supposed to do WrestleMania against Goldberg. He didn't do that. He had won his matches before that happened, and then he went against Goldberg, or he was going to go against Goldberg. That didn't happen, so Braun Strowman took over. So he never lost a single match that entire time.
No, he still hasn't lost.
Yeah, he still hasn't lost. So look, I'm all about Roman Reigns right now. I think he's great. I just don't. I'm not ready to see him leave the title yet. I assume that right when I get to the point where I'm like, I'm tired of it, that's when they'll do it, or they'll sit there and fuck me over and just do it way before I'm ready.
Or they'll do the thing they did with the Fiend where they hype you all up and then all of a sudden, oh, never mind.
Well, like currently they're handling, Roman Reigns correctly.
Yeah.
Like they are like, I want to see Roman Reigns do this more often. It's just, I don't know what they can do to screw it up. And I have a strong feeling with WWE, they're going to screw it up.
They could bring Goldberg back and be like, Roman, I never got to fight you before. And then he just beats him. That's what they could do.
I don't know. They probably piss off Roman Reigns, though. He'd be like, I'm not coming back. You've lost the big dog or whatever. I don't know.
That's kind of the Goldberg curse where whoever's Universal Champion, if they're Universal Champion, he can beat them. He couldn't beat Drew because Drew was WWE Champion.
I don't know. I'm just done with it. I don't need Goldberg to come in here. I don't need Brock Lesnar to come in here. I keep seeing the rumors on the freaking rumor mill that apparently, Brock Lesnar is supposed to be coming back to do something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Brock Lesnar's never won a champion other than the title championship.
Yeah.
He's never been tag team champion or intercontinental champion or US. He's never been tag team champion. It's only been the top prize.
He just comes back, gets it, and then keeps it for a while.
Yeah, keeps it for a while, showing up 4 times a fucking year to sit there and freaking just be a showcase attraction. I'm just not into that. I've never been into that.
Only to lose it to WrestleMania to whoever the new guy coming up is.
Yeah.
It's kind of a story now. I keep the title for a while, and then I lose it at WrestleMania to the new guy. It's like pretty soon, when he gets beaten enough times, it's pretty soon to be like, okay, well, anyone can beat him now.
I mean, he has the worst win-loss record at WrestleMania as far as I can tell.
Yeah, he loses almost every time there.
At WrestleMania, so... but whatever, it is what it is. I'm fine with it, But other than that, though,
I mean, I guess maybe for SmackDown they'll try to figure out some way to make the Intercontinental title a triple threat match.
I mean, look, I'm okay with where the IC Championship is going. I mean, I need to see more to see what's going to actually happen.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not the honeymoon phase for me is over with Apollo Crews. So unless he's going to show me something other than him trying to sit there and be a Nigerian warlord, I don't really care. I just let me see something that's going to be awesome. That's what I just want us to have original cool stories that are going to be awesome. And I've seen the freaking warlord thing before. I've seen all that shit. I've seen it all. So whatever, let's see something different. I'm pretty sure he's going to use I'm not going to know what his guy's name is. I mean, I still keep calling him Dabba-Kato because they can't change my mind.
That's Dabba-Kato.
Okay.
But every time you see him on SmackDown, the commentator's like, who could this mysterious man mean?
Well, they gave him a name, but I don't remember what the name is.
I don't know either.
I heard the name. I heard it 4 or 5 times, and I don't remember the name.
I can't remember it. I'm like, just call him Dabba-Kato, please.
I know, whatever. But it's like, that guy's going to sit there and do exactly what Jey Uso's doing for Roman Reigns for Apollo Crews,
exactly what Omos is doing for AJ.
Yeah. So whatever. It is what it is. I mean, and you notice we aren't talking about the women's anything because who fucking cares?
Well, the only thing we talked about was just the Raw Women's title. That's it, though.
I don't even. They haven't like they've been showing some stuff with Bailey getting upset with what's her name
Bianca.
yeah, Bianca Belair.
But I mean, I don't think Bailey's gonna beat her in the first title defense.
I don't know. I really don't even care. I mean, like the I don't know what Bailey's problem is. I don't care what her problem is. She hasn't said anything. I don't care about the tag titles because these guys are like, the Street Profits have lost to the Dirty Dogs and are somehow back in the title hunt again. This is what happens when you don't have a bunch of tag teams going up.
It's like what happened to? Oh, never mind. I can't even say. Mike. Yeah, I mean, there's not even like any other tag teams that I know of.
Yeah.
Just those two.
Yeah. This is what happens when you have two fucking tag team titles. It's the same problem that happens when you have two fucking championships. Everything when you have to multiply everything by two, now you got to sit there and figure out how to do two, and you stretch things thin. But how are you stretching things thin when you have NXT and what's it what WWE England or NXT England or whatever the fuck it is?
Oh yeah.
You have all this talent that wants to freaking do things and are doing things well, and nothing.
Seems like they're all good in NXT. Then when they get to like Raw,
well, that's because NXT is controlled by Triple H. By the time they get to Raw and SmackDown, they're being controlled by Vince, and he doesn't know what to do with them. So,
yeah, I mean, Vince ruined the Fiend. So bad the Fiend doesn't even show up on Raw anymore.
I haven't seen him. I've been seeing Alexa Bliss, and I don't give two floppy dicks worth about what her problem is. I don't give a shit. I don't care at all. I don't care. I mean, they show me her stupid piece of shit puppet.
It's been with me since childhood.
And they show it every single time, and then they sit there and make it bite at the screen, and I'm like, I don't care, you stupid fucking thing. I don't care. I don't even want to see what they're gonna do.
Every time it bites at the screen, I just laugh. I don't know why. It just looks funny to me.
It looks fucking stupid. That's why you're laughing, because it looks fucking stupid. I don't know. I'm done. I'm done with that shit.
I guess we'll never see the Fiend again. It's just gonna be the puppet biting the screen.
I don't know. I'm done with it. If they bring Bray Wyatt back, I want to see the Fiend do some cool shit, but he probably isn't, and I don't really care.
It's like, if they ever do bring him back, can we let him win a match?
Oh, he'll win matches. He'll just be like how he was before he became the Fiend, and just never win the big feud.
Yeah.
He'll come out, he'll freaking scare people, he'll do some stupid shit, and it'll look cool, and then the big time comes and he comes out and he's just going to sit there and get his ass whooped and then lose. It happens far too often. It's happened to Bray Wyatt forever. I don't even know why he's still in WWE, because they don't care.
They don't care about him. He builds up a character and they just make him lose the big match.
Mm-hmm. But that's all I got about wrestling. What about you?
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Oh, that and Daniel Bryan's no longer on SmackDown, I guess.
Well, he's been kind of hinting at how he wants to retire and shit like that, so I'm not surprised. But with the last match he had against Roman Reigns, I actually thought that he was going to win, but that's how good the wrestlers are, because I walked into that match thinking Daniel Bryan's not going to win. He's not going to win at all. Yeah. And then as the match went on and went on and went on, I was like, shit, he might actually fucking win.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. Even if I know the outcome, which I knew the outcome, I just, I love to be surprised, or at least have that feeling of doubt somewhere in the middle. Like, oh shit, is this about to fucking go down?
It's like that could happen with Bobby Lashley and Drew. You can make you think, is Drew really going to win?
I don't care if Drew wins. I don't even care. Like when Drew was going against, fucking Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I figured he wasn't going to win, and then he won. And I was like, good. I'm happy with that. It was before I noticed the pattern. But this entire time, Drew's been freaking on fire, freaking knocking shit out of the park, and it's been great. But in Drew's matches, before he lost his title, I never freaking felt like he was going to lose the match. I'm just like, he's going to come in, he's going to fight Dolph Ziggler,
Well, we all knew he was going to beat
Yeah,
Dolph
well,
Ziggler.
he's gonna fight. I don't know, Randy Orton. He may, and when he won, he lost the title, but he got it back just so he could be a 2-time champion. Like he got it back in like a month or something like that. It wasn't that long.
But unlike the Fiend, he got to keep his title for longer than a week.
Yeah, so I don't know. It is what it is. Daniel Bryan, I mean, I hope he goes to Raw. I hope he goes to NXT. That's where I'd like to see him. Maybe he'll bring some more freaking notoriety there.
If he went to NXT, I might start watching NXT.
I might start watching it too, but
Be like, all right, let's see what Daniel Bryan's got in NXT.
Yeah. Well, folks, we've been talking about wrestling for a while, and there's kind of a reason for that. Yeah. Because everything we talked about on about WWE is vastly more interesting than the movie we're about to talk about.
This might be painful.
Yeah, which is 2003 Hulk. This movie was directed by Ang Lee, and it was one of the first what's it called? One of the first movies that Kevin Feige, who does, or it's either Feige or Feige, I don't know how to say his name, but he's like the main guy on all the Marvel Avengers movies. Okay, like when Iron Man 2008 came out, he was like, I got an idea for this whole fucking shared universe, and they did that. So this movie was one of his first movies, and it was in that early 2000 period where their superhero movies are still trying to find themselves. So you're going to have movies that have very big origin stories. You're going to have movies that have long as fuck origin stories. Or if the origin stories are there, then, they don't overshadow the action in the movie. Or at least the storytelling that you want. Now, in 2003, I saw this movie with my dad at a place that's a lot like the movie theater Alamo Draft House. It was like before Alamo Draft House was even. I never heard of Alamo Draft House, so I moved here. But the thing is that I saw this movie with my dad, and we watched it, and we were like, meh. Yeah, it's like whatever. I remember seeing the trailer for it and thinking like, oh shit, this is gonna be fucking dope. The way that they showed the trailer and the way that they showed how action was going, I was like, I'm in. I am fucking as in as you can be. And then I saw this movie. So what did you think about it, son?
I was bored.
Yeah.
Bored. It's kind of hard to remember it sometimes.
Well, it's okay because I took notes.
Okay. Yeah. I think when I started watching it, it was like at nighttime, so like I almost fell asleep.
It's a very long, drawn out movie.
I had to like watch it out here in the living room because I was gonna fall asleep if I watched it in my room.
So this movie has Eric Bana playing Bruce Banner. Say that 5 times fast. Eric Bana playing Bruce Banner. Yeah, I guess you could do that. I don't know. Then you got Jennifer Connelly playing Betty Ross, and then you got Nick Nolte playing Bruce Banner's father, Brian Banner. And then
doesn't look like his son at all, but
no, not even a little bit. The mom looks more like it, but that's gonna happen. And then you got Sam Elliott, old Coors, the banquet beer commercial looking ass, playing Thunderbolt or T. Ross. And then you got this other dude named Josh Lucas playing Glenn Talbot. So this movie, like I said, came out in 2003. I did not. I take it back. I saw this movie with my dad. I remember ordering a pizza to watch this movie with him in this theater, and then almost falling asleep after we ate the pizza in the theater. Yeah. I did not see this movie with my brother. And I mentioned this about my brother because he decided to be a bitch. Yet I know you can hear me, you stupid bitch. He sat there and complained about how I don't talk about him in my podcast enough.
Well, we can use you here because we need to we need help with the Hulk.
Yeah, we can talk about him at the most boring part. Listen to me, you little baby back bitch. We're talking about you now. So how about you sit there and put your headphones on, listen up, shut the fuck up, and enjoy yourself. So, all right. So this movie is meant to show the Hulk origin story. So what does that mean?
Well, it means a long origin story.
It means 45 minutes until the Hulk is seen.
So it's nothing but Bruce Banner walking around
doing stuff.
I don't even remember what he was doing. I'm just like...
I know what he was doing. He was working on a patent. They were trying to do, at the time in 2000, they were always doing something that was like, quote unquote, a super soldier serum. Okay. I remember hearing the super soldier serum or things thereof about the super soldier serum, pretty much, just, what's it called? Being like the focal point. We're making a super soldier serum. We're doing a performance enhancement like they did in Spider-Man, a performance enhancer, some other way to sit there and give people steroids so they can be Captain America, basically. Okay. That was basically what the plan was.
But they found a way to make it boring.
Well, yeah, they were using frogs and other shit. I don't know.
They had like a really long intro where they just show frogs and stuff and green stuff. And
yeah, you're just looking at some guy who I think is Bruce Banner's father, Brian. And
then there's like this one scene where they zoom in super close on his eye and he blinks and it's so dramatic.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is painfully 2000, so they were always getting close to people's eyes and blinking, showing there's something in there. I mean, eyes are windows to the soul, so there's got to be something in there, and there really isn't. So
it's just an actor.
Yeah, just an actor, just doing his thing. Every single one of the characters that you see in the beginning of this movie have like this somber, brooding feeling. Like they're all like sad Bruce Waynes.
Like, my parents weren't killed, but I spilled my lemonade.
Yeah, that kind of shit. And it upsets me, that kind of thing.
I'm like, no, the only one who should be mad here is the Hulk.
Yeah, so I don't know. How about we, take a break real quick and then we'll come back and we'll talk about this, okay? Okay, so here we go.
There's no and we're back. We're not excited anymore.
I'm not excited. So the music in here is sad and slow. Everything is sad and slow. All the characters are sad and slow. Maybe one character, the dude playing Talbot, he brings a little bit of energy, tiny bit of energy to this whole entire thing.
Especially, well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But it's like you'll see a bit of Bruce Banner's origin a little bit where he was tested, like his dad tested on himself and then he got his wife pregnant, which later on he's like, I wasn't trying to get her pregnant. And it's like, well, then why did you fucking leave the nuts hanging out and freaking, do that then? It doesn't make any sense. Okay. You test on yourself, then your wife's like, hey, I want to have a baby. And so you have a baby and you're like, you stupid fuck. All right, whatever. I don't care. I'm getting pissed.
We got to find something to talk about in this.
Yeah. So you meet Bruce and Betty, and you can tell that they've had some kind of relationship that eventually caused them to break up, which I don't know, whatever. So, and they have a kind of chemistry, but I don't even appreciate it. I don't even care about it. I don't even feel like they even really were dating because of how awkward the chemistry is with them. It's just it's a kind of chemistry, but like, you're just like, whatever. Fine, you dated, whatever. I don't care.
It's like, I want to see Hulk, but I'll have to wait 45 minutes before I can.
Yeah, so I don't know. You meet Brian Banner, his dad, and he's playing like this gruff, quiet person as a spooky side. Okay, and then you see him taking some of Bruce's DNA, like he works as a janitor at the same place that Bruce works, and so
he's got some dogs, and like Bruce looked at him, and he's like, "Don't look the dogs in the eye, man."
But he didn't say it to him; he said it to Betty later on.
Oh yeah.
But like he like goes into the office where Bruce is, and he like finds a hair of Bruce's, and I'm like, how are you sure that that's Bruce's hair?
He's like,
that could have been anybody's hair.
Janitor's like, I'm a janitor. I know my stuff.
Yeah, I know my son's hair on sight. So whatever. I took it as like he somehow knows that that's Bruce's hair, but whatever. Gets it, takes it home. Turns out it is Bruce's hair. He freaking makes concoctions out of it,
out of hair
that he then sits there and puts into his dogs, and then we see that much later.
That one's funny.
And I got a question for you, son.
Yes.
What is this movie about?
I mean, it's supposed to be about Hulk.
But what is it about?
I don't know.
Okay. Like, the way I see this movie, I'm wondering, like, what is this guy's plan? What is his plan at all?
I mean, his plan's just to make dogs Hulk and then take Hulk's powers, I guess.
For what reason?
They never say. They just say, you're much stronger than me. I like your power. I want it. And that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So it has a type of comic book editing.
But couldn't he just, like, if he was able to put that power in his dogs, couldn't he just, put that power in himself?
There's a number of things he could have done that he did not do.
Couldn't he have just taken all the doses that he was going to use on the dogs and just use them on himself?
He could have done. He did later on, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, so shut the fuck up then. Oh. I don't know. So I don't know. Look, this movie also has like an editing style, which is supposed to be reminiscent of a comic book because it's a comic book movie.
It's like those screen.
Yeah, which I didn't particularly enjoy. Okay. It was fine the first couple of times I did it. Then I was like, you know what? I really don't care for this.
I'm like, stop, please.
Stop it now.
I just need to watch. I just want to watch the movie.
Really is what that is. So whatever.
It's only cool if you do it once or twice.
Yeah. Exposition. Just boring bullshit that happened all throughout this entire movie. Or I'm sorry, throughout this entire period until finally, Bruce Banner gets hit with a gamma radiation. Now in the comics, it was like an explosion, like something blew up. And then, which basically, okay, like the explosion that happened in the very beginning of the movie, where it's a big green cloud of fire and stuff like that. It's supposed to be that explosion that hits Bruce Banner that causes him to turn to the Hulk right away.
That's what I thought it was when I was first watching. Then I'm like, oh no, it's just this.
No, he just stands in front of a thing that has gamma radiation, and that gets him. And
he gets so like, ow, that kind of hurt, man.
Yeah, he's like, whoops, and then wakes up in bed, which like, okay, he got his rage, I guess, I don't know. And then finally, freaking, Brian Banner comes up to him and starts telling him, "Hey, I'm your son. I'm your father."
He's like, "Oh, I know you're in the hospital and all, but I'm your dad, by the way."
Yeah, he Luke Skywalker's him and just like, "I'm your dad," and he's like, "Get out," and. Why he didn't turn into the Hulk at that moment, I don't know, but whatever.
He didn't because his father said, "We got to watch that rage of yours.
Watch that temper," which is just a big thing where like, it's just all like, we're going to sit here and talk about how Bruce can't handle his anger and so on and so forth. I'm like, whatever.
Let's make some more anger jokes. We got to figure out a way to make this movie less boring.
Less boring. I don't know what it is, but there were no jokes really. Unless you count Talbot, he's a fucking joke. His whole character was a joke.
Especially later.
Yeah, so, and 45 minutes into this fucking movie, finally, Bruce
becomes Hulk.
turns into the Hulk. And it's every bit as underwhelming as I thought it would be. Remember, this is 2003 CGI, so it's got to be in the dark.
Yeah.
Okay? Because you can't see how much it's going to suck.
Man, they make the Hulk so clumsy.
They make him, well, I mean, like, the Hulk is basically supposed to be a, just raw emotion and things like that. So I can get why he would be clumsy, he doesn't know where he is and how strong he is. Plus, everything is human size, not Hulk size. So, but still, it's just one of those things where like you look at it and you're like, okay, whatever.
I don't know. I mean, I laughed when he walked into the lab and just started falling everywhere and just breaking everything.
Well, yeah, shit all over the floor. Of course he's gonna fucking bust his ass. Jumps to the fucking ceiling, onto the roof, screams and jumps back into Bruce Banner's house. So
yeah, but what's weird is that like he walked into his dad, and his dad like touched his face for a bit. For like a while.
Well, because, the Hulk is remembering good times with his dad, which were like a few and far between. And then, they want to make sure that you understand repressed memories cause emotion and pain. Whatever. Okay, fine. Whatever. They do. And I could care less, but whatever. So
I also like how his dad just came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Just like, oh, I was working the night shift and I heard some shit going down, so I thought I'd see what's up. And like, oh, fuck, whatever.
He happened to know that was Bruce Banner somehow.
Yeah. Now, when I saw that scene in the trailer, I thought that Bruce or that the Hulk was standing out in the rain, and that some guy was looking at him from like inside of a house or a building or something like that. No, it turns out the sprinkler system was on inside of a building. And then that guy, Brian Banner, was looking at him. And I thought, this is I hated the whole movie because of that scene. that was what I remember thinking when I was a kid, and I saw this movie as a kid. I was like, I hate this whole movie because of that fucking scene. I thought he was outside. It would have been cool if he was outside. Stupid brain. So
you're saying instead of being spoiled by the cartoon, spoiled by sprinklers?
Pretty much. Pretty much. That's all it is, So I don't know.
It's
boring.
It's still boring.
I mean, look at all the notes I wrote. Look. This is page 1. This is page 2. Usually I got like 4 pages of this shit.
There's a reason
it's not even page 2. It's like, this could really be one whole page. So
there's a reason why we talked about wrestling for so long.
Yeah. So you meet Sam Elliott. I mean, look, of the time, who else were going to get to play this character? I can't think of anybody else who could have played that character at the time, which is fine. He does play a good character, and his attitude and brooding mentality, it makes sense for that character at all, It's just when every single other character is also sad and brooding,
then it's like everyone else is basically the same character.
Pretty much. And it's whatever. He's fine.
So that one of them can turn into a green CGI monster.
Yeah, and it's boring. But then later on, Talbot shows up and he comes to Bruce's house and he freaking, he's like upset because the government did something. And so he decides he's going to freaking beat up Bruce Banner in his own fucking house, which I'm like, how the fuck did you get into this man's house? Then, you start fucking beating up this man in his own house and are shocked when he fucking turns to the Hulk and beats the fuck out of you. It's once again, stupid. Just in time for us to sit there and talk about the fucking, the Hulk dogs.
The Hulk hounds.
Yeah, the Hulk hounds, whatever the fuck, Brian Banner decides he wants to fucking go ahead and kill, Betty Ross, and
so he makes them sniff like a blanket or something.
Whatever she had in her purse that he managed to fucking, pocket lift.
Don't know how he got that, but
he did it somehow. But whatever, he got it, and then he fucking sent the dogs on her, and they went and fucking they were sent on her, and they came to her, and they fought the Hulk in the dark.
I like how the Hulk was just all of a sudden like. So the Hulk, we saw him get away, but then when he shows up at Betty's house, he's just like sitting like under a tree somewhere. And he's like, oh hey, I'm just out here in the backyard,
just watching. I mean, I'm pretty calm, so I should be fucking turning back into Banner, but whatever. So But it makes no difference. The dogs come out and they fucking fight.
And the Hulk kills every single one.
Yeah.
Drowns one in the water, and it's
rips two of them open, breaks one of them's fucking mouth with his fucking shoulder muscle. It's all a thing, and I don't even care. Yeah, the fight to me was boring because I couldn't see anything.
I couldn't even see what's going on. All I know is I just see the Hulk like holding a dog's head.
Yeah, and then screaming, and then jumping into trees, and then screaming, and then fucking fighting, and
it's
you can't see anything. It's dark. It's dark as fuck, and I'm not gonna turn the fucking brightness up on my screen so I can have washed out everything. Fuck all that.
It's funny that I didn't like when I watched this movie. I never thought I was gonna wake up and watch a movie where I see the Hulk fight dogs and then kill them in the dark in the middle of the night in the woods.
Yeah. So whatever. While this is all going on, Brian Banner is deciding he wants powers too. Now, for whatever reason, he had the opportunity to make his own powers, but he just didn't do that. So now he's gonna do that, make his own fucking powers, and he,
for whatever reason that he wants,
does a thing, and then does another thing, and he becomes the Absorbing Man, I think, which isn't his origin story or this character.
Is this character even like in the comics?
I don't remember him being in the comics. He probably is because everybody's parents show up at some point in time. Hey,
but Peter. He's not like evil or any of this, is he?
I don't think so. But whatever.
He became the Absorbing Man all of a sudden, and
the Absorbing Man is actually supposed to be a former boxer who ends up turning into a criminal and somehow managed to get hit with gamma radiation because that was the thing of the time.
I think he was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
that was the Absorbing Man. This guy is now playing the Absorbing Man in this movie, which is dumb, because I'm like, why? If you want the Absorbing Man, get the Absorbing Man, but whatever. Or the leader. I would love to see the leader, but
or I don't know. You could have just gone with Abomination too.
Yeah, something, but whatever. It didn't make any sense, and I didn't care.
Could have done Red Hulk because you had Ross there. You could have done a lot of things, but you could have, I don't know, maybe you could have made the bad guy a giant Hulk dog.
Probably. I don't know. This movie's boring.
I mean, yeah.
All right. I'm just saying, we keep harping on that, but it is. The movie actually starts to pick up toward the end when they finally capture Bruce Banner, and they start experimenting on him at this lab, this underground lab. And during that time of him being in the underground lab, he turns into the Hulk, and you get to see him in freaking in the light, all brightened up and everything. Then you're like, wow, his CGI looks absolutely horrible. He just does not look real.
So I'm like, there's a reason why he had to fight the Hulk hounds in the dark.
Yeah, so you see him, he comes out, he starts breaking things, and then he manages to get outside. Well, before that, you want to talk about what he did to Talbot.
So he got covered in the Hulk got covered in goo, and Talbot shot him, right? And the bullet bounced off him and then went behind him, but it was a bomb, I guess. And when it exploded, the screen just
turned into a comic book.
Yeah, and then Toad's like, whoa!
Do that sound again?
Whoa! That's what he did. He's like, whoa! And then he gets hit with a explosion.
I don't know. It was dumb to me. It's still dumb.
I mean, that's honestly, that was the most fun I had in this movie. I'm gonna be honest.
So the Hulk gets outside, and he starts freaking running and jumping, and while he jumps and he goes in the air, and he just is the Hulk.
And then we have Ross in the helicopters,
helicopters, tanks, things like that, where he's just sitting there freaking hulking out and getting mad and angry, and I just didn't care. It's I did none of this made me feel like this was awesome. And then you see the Hulk freaking jumping, and he flies into I assume he's in Nevada, so he jumps into a fucking an actual sandy desert, and he just starts falling around and rolling around like, I can't control where I'm going and I'm going to get shot up. And then they start shooting at him with tanks and helicopters. And you're just like, this is supposed to be awesome, right?
There's like one scene where he lands in a desert and he like just stares at a rock. Like he like at least it seems like 30 seconds he's at least just staring at the rock. It's like, that rock right there, it's got something on it. Looks more like a rock than the others.
It's more rocky than the other rocks. But whatever.
And I'm like, okay, there was not a you could have cut that out. Would have
could have done a lot of things, but they chose not to. So, and it just, I don't know. The whole goal was that apparently the Hulk, his goal was to get from point A to point B, and point B was getting to Betty.
But why?
Because that's one of his calming features. He wants to be near her, so he's going to go there. But
no, okay.
Now I don't know how he knew where she was. So,
well, I mean,
I have no idea. Like that. Be right back. Okay, well, let's try that again. Somebody knocked on the door while we're recording the audacity.
The audacity,
of
the civilian life.
Just knocking on my door. They don't see the recording light on. It's probably because I don't have one. But
should we just put like a sign on the door that says recording,
podcasting? Stay the fuck away from my house. Whatever.
Don't even look at it.
Yeah. So whatever. I don't know. The Incredible Hulk is meant to go to, I guess it's San Francisco. They didn't really say what town it was going to be or what city it was. So, after, beating up the Hulk for however long he was, he's tunneling his way all the way from where they blew up an entire structure. He tunneled his way all the way to that city just so he could come out. I'm thinking he's going to wreck the city. No, he didn't.
Just came out of the ground.
Yeah, just came out of the ground. He had shit all over him. And he was like, fucking shit, and then whatever. So he sees Betty and he turns back into Bruce. And it's the first time you really see him turn from Hulk to Bruce. And it looks fine, but you realize also, like, there's a lot of water coming off of this guy. What in the fuck is all this? Is that sweat? Doesn't matter. Maybe it's
sewage. I don't know.
Well, plenty of times, every single time in this movie, when he turned to the Hulk and turned back to Bruce, he would pass out. And this time he did not do that.
And you see, that's because this time, this was a plot transformation.
So he's used to it by now.
Yes.
So, whatever. At the very end, what's his name? Brian Banner decides, hey, I want to freaking see the Hulk one more time and absorb all of his gamma energy. And
the best fight we've ever seen.
Yeah, which is even dumber because like they bring him in. I'm thinking to myself, why? Why would you do this? This is like having two AIs talking to each other. Eventually, they're going to sit there and freaking invent a language that only they can understand. Why would you sit there and have a person who you deem is a threat next to another person who is also a threat? Now, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. They don't know that the other guy is the absorbing man. I get that. Okay? But he's still a bad guy concerning, in Ross's concern.
I mean, it's like putting Thanos and Darkseid in the same room.
Well, they'd probably fight each other because either one of them would be like, I'm the badass. No, I'm the badass. It's like, having two Mr. Blacks. So you don't know that movie reference, but whatever. It's ridiculous. So, of course, Absorbing Man has to sit there and freaking say, I'm going to freaking take your powers. And he freaking, bites an electric cord and turns into electricity.
He's like, oh, hey, Banner.
Yeah, and he turns to electricity and freaking picks up the Hulk, who now is turning into the Hulk, and throws him into a quarry.
He instantly turns into the Hulk instantly. Like, they just cut away for a second, cut back, he's the Hulk.
Yeah, and here's a weird thing you probably didn't even notice, Jalen. He freaking was wearing white, all right? And then when he turns to the Hulk, it's purple again. His pants are purple. And you're like, was he wearing that the entire time? No, they didn't even want to cut away from him because after this fight, which was absolutely fucking boring.
It was bad too because they went into the water and then the Hulk was like in the water. He was having his Man of Steel moment.
Yeah, he was in the water and he was sitting there. The water was getting frozen and whatever. People are like, the readings are off the charts. So, Talbot throws a freaking a gamma bomb over in that area to kill everything in that area. And
the Hulk just screams.
Yeah, the Hulk screams, "Take it all!" to give all of his gamma radiation to, Absorbing Man, and then
Absorbing Man has his giant CGI water face, and
he turns into a freaking Galactus cloud
and blows up.
Yeah, and says, "No, it's too much," and then it's over. And then once it's over, then freaking Bruce Banner is wearing purple shorts, and you're like, you were wearing an entire white suit. It tore up into perfect purple shorts.
That's how white clothes work. If you tear white clothes up, they turn purple.
Yeah. So, whatever.
So, if he were to sew his purple clothes back together, would they turn white?
Yeah, I'm sure. So, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Brian Banner's idea was to absorb Bruce Banner's power for some reason. So,
I mean, I guess that's really the end of the not that Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. At the very end of this movie, I don't even want to talk about what Betty and Ross said. I don't give a shit.
They just
I don't care. All they do is sit there and, cut to the Hulk, Banner, and I guess Brazil.
Yeah, and then some guys like, we're gonna steal some medicine.
Taking all your medicine. This is for our government. You did it, and then they have to give you the classic line in that if it's not a Hulk movie if you don't say the line, "Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry." Now, the reason why they say that is because everybody who's watched the Hulk at this point probably understands that it came from the TV show Hulk, which was with Lou Ferrigno playing the Hulk because Arnold Schwarzenegger was busy.
Was that better than this movie?
I think so. They actually had Thor and Daredevil in it. So, but in every single one of those movies, he would say something, "Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry." Now they've never said it in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that I am aware of, but
he said something like it, but he hasn't said that exactly.
Yeah, "Don't make me hungry. You wouldn't like me when I'm hungry." So, which is, I think, what he said, but whatever. The movie is done and over with. Banner's eyes turn green and the movie's done. And I don't care. I mean, don't care. I don't care.
I didn't even check if there was an end credit scene. I'm just like, you know what? There isn't now. Okay, there isn't.
I didn't even check. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there isn't, but
it's just it was dumb. And this movie was directed by Ang Lee, who directed Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and your mom loves that movie. I like that movie. I saw that movie in theaters, and but it had subtitles at the time. But
oh, you don't just understand the language.
I don't speak Mandarin, so whatever. This movie to me was 2 hours and it was 2 hours and 30 minutes or 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I'll never get back.
This is a movie.
That's all you got? This is a movie.
I mean,
boring.
Yeah, but I've seen parts of Fan 4 Stick, and I know there's worse.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that movie yet. We'll get there. Don't worry. We will get there. We'll get to all this shit. Okay?
I don't know. I mean, this one's not even... I know there's some bad movies that are going to be funny to talk about, but this one's not even funny. It's
not fun to talk about. It just really is boring. It's like somber, boring mess that I don't care about at all. So, whatever. I'm giving this movie a 1.
I was going to give it a 1 as well.
Yeah, it's boring. Nothing happens really that I care about. I don't give a shit. I don't even really want to talk about this movie anymore.
I don't even want to watch it ever again.
I'll nothing this movie. I won't think about it. I probably won't talk about it. I don't care.
Just put I'll watch the Incredible Hulk movie though.
Yeah, I'll watch that. But we'll get there. So guys, thank you for listening to the Gentleman Juggcast. please know that I also have a YouTube channel at Gentleman Jug. I'm going to be streaming, or not streaming, I'm going to be posting videos of me playing Resident Evil 8.
With commentary?
Yeah, of course, with commentary. Of course. I already have a video of me up there right now of me playing Resident Evil 8, the demos.
Yeah, well, I'm not in them at all, so.
Well, that's your fault.
Well,
so,
yeah.
Because you're a scared bitch.
Yeah, I am scared of those games, but I have to. You told me I had to play 2 first before I could play 8.
2, yeah. And then I also have Instagram at Gentleman Jug, Twitter at Gentleman Jug. Facebook is also Gentleman Jug, I guess. I'm not 100% certain. I don't really go on there that often.
Very original names.
Yeah, because, we're original here. That's what we do. Thanks for listening again. Hopefully you guys have a great day and enjoyed the Juggcast. We'll talk to you next time on the next one. The next video will be ready
when it's ready.
Thank you.
You're welcome.